Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have two things just to say to you briefly. The first one is to ask you to put your alarm, your phones onto silent or to turn them off, please. And the second thing to say to you is that at quite late notice, one of our young actors became too ill to perform in this evening's show, which is very unfortunate. However, one of our other young actors has stepped up at pretty short notice, and armed with a script, he is not only going to perform his own role, but he's going to perform the other performer's role as well. So you will see a particular character in the same clothes, but in some scenes he's got a script, and in other scenes he does not have a script. But you will see, because of the context of the story, very quickly that they are two different characters. So please bear with us for one character on stage with a script. Enjoy the show.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the season of light and the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It is the winter of our discontent. We have everything before us. You are welcome one, welcome all, to time's domain. Now, lend me your ears to hear. Suppose, within the girdle of these walls is now confined a span of ages, 100 years to be precise, a capsule of time. Bookending this century's span lie two companies of players, unrelated but entwined. Between them, an ocean of stillness. One feels the anchor drag of history, the long withdrawing roar of war still echoing in the wind. The other, on the farther shore, another company finds scraps of memory, piecing together a long-forgotten tragedy, while both weave their Shakespearean tale of murder, suspicion, madness, and indecision. In the space of an hourglass, let us weave these disparate threads together into our tapestry, our cloth of ages, our three tales from Babel.
I could a tale unfold, whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars, start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand on end, like quills upon the fretful porpentine.
More light. Can we get some more light on this? I'm working on it.
So this is the backstage area. What a mess. 100 years worth of mess, to be exact.
When you said this place has been shut for 100 years, I thought it was one of those exaggerations, like we've been waiting forever or something.
Nope.
Are we really the first people to set foot in here for 100 years?
Not exactly, Adam. They've had someone checking the place and making repairs so that it doesn't fall down. But no one's performed here since 1919.
I can see why.
We can take this down for a start. The Babel Theatre is now officially open again.
Seems incredible that a theatre can stand empty so long without someone knocking it down or turning it into flats or something.
These lights are all antiques. I've only ever seen them in history books. tell me you've got a budget for some modern lights, Claire?
We haven't got much of a budget for anything, Megan. The trustees have agreed to let us put on this one production, and if it's successful, they'll consider properly reopening the place. Tell me what you need, and I'll see what I can afford.
Okay, I'll take a look upstairs. These old lights were pretty solid, and they haven't been used much, so might be good as new.
Look at this thing!
Trust you to find a weapon.
Doesn't Hamlet have a sword?
Yes, he does, but he doesn't need it right now, Adam.
Okay.
When did the others get here?
Soon, hopefully. I said around 4 o'clock.
I'm going up to find the light box. Call me when you need me.
Wow, look at this place.
Hi, everyone. Come in. What's your step?
Hi Becky, hi Joanna.
Hi, Adam.
Welcome to the Babel Theatre, everyone.
We're seriously putting a play on in here?
Claire, this is my brother Ewan. He's keen to take part if there's a role he can play.
Hi, Ewan. There's always room for one more. This is community theatre, after all. Do you know anything about the play?
We told him a bit.
We don't know much about it ourselves, but why does it have to be Shakespeare? Couldn't it be like Frozen, Beauty and the Beast, or something?
No thanks. I like the sound of this one. Death and sword fights.
We're doing Hamlet because the theatre trustees want this play. Apparently, Hamlet was the last play performed here before the place closed in 1919, and they like the idea of opening it again with the same play.
Doesn't everyone die at the end?
Not everyone.
One person's left alive to say the last line.
Really?
Not quite. We're close to that. We're not doing the full play, are we, Claire? Aren't we doing a shortened version?
That's right. It's called an abridged version. Easier to learn and to perform. Did any of you see Maya and Robin? They're on the list too.
Maya text me. They were shopping at the shop on the way over. They should be here soon.
It's amazing! Those lights might actually work. It looks like the wiring was updated about 30 to 40 years ago. Everything else is ancient, but it hasn't been touched. So all I have to do is clean the dust off everything and test it.
Joanna, Becky, this is Megan, our lighting wizard and brilliant actress all rolled into one.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi, Megan. This is my brother Ewan.
Hi, Ewan. Where are the other two?
On their way, come through and look at the stage area. It's a lot tidier and you'd be surprised how big it is.
Whoa, look at that ceiling!
And so many seats. How are we going to get an audience that size?
Come and look through the other side.
It must be in here. I thought I heard someone talking. What a crazy looking
our very own theatre to perform in. Have you seen the size of the stage through there?
And even this backstage area is bigger than any stage I've ever been on.
I've only ever acted in the church hall before. This place is amazing.
And we've got work to do. We're putting Hamlet on that stage in a month's time, so we need to get started. I've got scripts for you all and a casting sheet. Do you all know the story?
Is it the one with Romeo and Juliet fall in love?
No, that's Romeo and Juliet.
Okay, looks like we've got even more work to do. Come back through to the stage area and let's sit down and go through the story. It's a tale of treason, murder, and revenge.
A 100 years. You wonder what tales a place like this could tell.
I could a tale unfold, whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars, start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand on end, like quills upon the fretful porpentine.
More light. Can we get some more light on this? I'm working on it.
I don't think it works from down here. Needs to be coming from up here somewhere.
Try it again, Alex, but throw your voice upwards.
I could a tale unfold, whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood.
Hey, are you in here?
Up here.
Alexander can't be saying these lines. He's Hamlet.
I know, Louise. We're just experimenting. I want to use just the voice for this scene.
Fine. Sorry to interrupt. We're all here from work now.
Good. Alex, let's leave that scene for now and work on something else.
Fine. Do you need me right now?
No, I'll think we'll work on scene 2, act 2. And Claudius speaks to Claudius and Gertrude about Hamlet's behaviour. Claudius, that's me.
And Claudius, that's me.
I'll turn up the lights first. That's good, Elspeth. I can read Gertrude for now. Thank you, Helen.
I'll start with my good liege.
Good. Elspeth, Claudius should enter from over there.
My good liege, I do think that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
And speak of that I do long to hear.
I doubt it is no other but the maid. His father's death now, or hasty marriage.
I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad Goliath and now remains. That we find out the cause of this effect, I have a daughter, have whilst she is mine, who in her duty and obedience hath given me this. Now gather and surmise. To the celestial and most beautified Ophelia,
Came this from Hamlet to her?
good madam, stay a while. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. Hamlet. This in obedience hath my daughter showed me.
But how hath she received his love?
To my young mistress thus did I speak. Lord Hamlet is a prince, out of thy sphere. This must not be. And then I precepts gave her, that she should lock herself from his resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens, and he, repulsed, fell into a sadness, then into a fast, thence to a watch, and into the madness wherein now he raves.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be, very likely.
How may we try it further?
You know sometimes he walks for hours here in the lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such a time I'll lose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind an arras then, mark the encounter.
We will try it.
Well done. Claudius and Gertrude exit over there when Hamlet enters and speaks with Polonius. This will look and sound a lot better once you're off your scripts. I want the conversation more into the centre stage area and gather closer together, almost like a conspiracy.
Can we rehearse a scene of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern next? I need to practice it.
Is Beatrice here?
Yes, I'm here. Just arrived. My mother brought me here on her way to the
1919, nearly a whole year since the war ended. They should have decided what to do with it by now. I think it should be in the centre of town, where people pass it every day. Right out there, opposite the theatre.
Your brother's name will be on display soon enough, Louise, with all those other brave men from our town.
Too many of them.
Is it the first Rosencrantz and Guildenstern scene?
Yes, Alex, page...
I probably don't need the script. I think I know this.
Great. Helen, Beatrice, are you ready?
I'm going to reposition the lights. Lulu, Louise, can I have some help?
Of course.
From the two men's entrance.
My honoured lord, my most dear lord.
My excellent good friend, how dost thou, Guildenstern? Ah, Rosencrantz, how do ye both?
As the indifferent children of the earth,
What make you at Elsinore?
to visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Were you not sent for? Is it your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come, deal justly with me. Come, nay, speak.
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything, but to the purpose. You were sent for, and there is a kind of confession in your looks. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me, but be even indirect with me whether you were sent for or no.
What say you? My lord, we were sent for.
I will tell you why. I have of late, but wherefore I know not. Lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercises, and indeed, it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me such a sterile promontory. What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, in form and moving, how express and admirable, in action how like an angel, in apprehension how like a god. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me, no, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Gentlemen, you are welcome to Elsinore, you are welcome, but my uncle, father, and aunt mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad north-northwest, when the wind is southerly. I know a hawk from a handsaw.
Good work, you three. Especially his long speech, Alex.
Thank you.
Remember that Hamlet is confessing his feelings to his friends, but at the same time suspicious of their motives.
Was the exit alright?
Yes, it works better than before. You two need to learn your lines so you can drop these scripts. It's almost a month before the performance.
I'll work on that before the next rehearsal.
I want to try to get on the stage, and move your positions further downstage. Come through, everyone.
Get thee to a nunnery. We are errant knaves all. Believe none of us. Go thy way to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet handmaid.
That sounded good. What was all laughing?
Ophelia was playing a game on her phone during the not to be your speech.
I thought he was just practicing it. I didn't realize we'd started.
You're all going to have to leave phones at home if it goes on like this.
No,
But I need nice to call my mum.
Or put them on silent or something while we're rehearsing. I don't think you're taking this place seriously.
How was the last scene?
Too floppy. You all need to get more into character. It's not enough just to say the words.
How do you mean?
You need to decide how your character stands and moves around, what he or she looks like and feels like.
I'm Hamlet. To be or not to be, I'm so miserable.
And Ophelia's all love, stick and sweet. Oh, Hamlet, please notice me. I'll think I'll go for some of my clothes.
Yes, very funny, but I'm serious.
Claire, I'm not sure how Hamlet moves. Doesn't he move like me, seeing as I'm acting him?
Let's try something. A little drama exercise. Everyone on their feet, spread out and make two groups. I'll call out a word and I want you to create a still image that expresses that word. Ready? First word, conspiracy.
What's that?
From people plotting something together in secret.
Come on, you can do better than this. Think about how people look when they're being secretive. Make sure that the audience can also see that there's a conspiracy there. Try again. This is better, more real looking. Now, tighten up your muscles and get the feeling of conspiracy in your body. Concentrate on your face, hands, and feet. And relax. This play is full of conspiracies, so it's good to know what it looks like and feels like. Let's try another one. Indecision. Hamlet spends a lot of his time deciding what to do and never making up his mind. Show me indecision. Now, if we put those two ideas together, Adam, conspiracy and indecision, you start to see how Hamlet might stand and walk.
Because he's plotting and scheming something, but can't decide what.
I get that. Hamlet's sad, upset, angry, and feeling helpless all at the same time.
And wants to do something about it, but doesn't know what.
Try walking around as Hamlet now. Everyone.
What about my character, Gertrude?
Guilty.
And worried about Hamlet.
Did she know her husband was murdered? Only when Hamlet tells her.
No, I reckon she knew before then.
Maybe she was known Claudius.
Do you think?
I suggest we do some work on each of your characters. Come through to the stage area. We'll start with Gertrude.
I was only a junior nurse, so I was stationed in a field hospital near Rouen. My sister was in a casualty plague setting, right up near the front lines in Paris for a while.
Was she there for the big attack in 1917?
No, thankfully not. But her hospital was bombed by a German Zeppelin one night. She was lucky not to be killed.
Did you see her much while you were there?
If we had leave at the same time, we would travel into Paris and visit the musical.
Musicals? You mean they were still performing theatre in the middle of a war?
It wasn't like war when you got away from the front lines. Life just carried on as normal in cities like Paris.
You mean they closed the Babel Theatre here in New Zealand? The musicals in Paris were still open?
Well, there was one night when we went to the Café Boudoir to see an opera. A bomb went off 2 streets away and shook the whole place. A lot of the people ran out, but the dancing on stage just carried on. My sister and I were the only 2 left on the balcony.
Must have been so exciting to be part of it. The war to end all wars.
How many of you survived?
Your brother died in Gallipoli in 2 years.
Yes, August 1915.
My dad was there, Gallipoli, but he was on the Navy boat.
When did he come home?
2 months ago. What's he told you about it? He hasn't told us anything. In fact, he hardly speaks at all. I think he just wants to forget about it.
We all do.
Reopening the theatre might be part of the war memorial.
Hello, everyone.
Oh good, you're all here.
Beatrice's mum said the theatre might become part of the war memorial.
That's good news. Kate was just telling us how the theatres in Paris stayed open all throughout the war, even while the bombs were going off.
They could rename it the Babel Memorial Theatre.
Or they could name it after your brother, Louise. The James Boyd Memorial Theatre, opened in 1919.
James wasn't much for the theatre. He wanted to train to be an architect, but then the war came along and he signed up. The thing is, lots of others from this town died over there. James would want his name up on the memorial next to all his friends who died alongside him.
Were you over there, Alexander?
Hmm?
In the war? Where were you in the war?
Oh, I didn't.
Come on, everyone. Let's get to work. That's enough talk about the war now. It's all in the past.
What are we doing first, Kate?
I want to go back to when the players first arrived at the palace.
I'm in that scene.
And me. I think most of you are. In this scene, Hamlet sees an opportunity to show the truth about his uncle's role in his father's death. He persuades the players to perform a scene that resembles what he heard at the start of the play, about his uncle pouring poison into his father's ear. There's also some comedy for a change.
It doesn't sound like comedy.
I'm not in this one, Kate. I'm going upstairs to practice lines.
I'll send someone if we need you later.
Alex!
Ah, Louise, I left my script through here.
You didn't answer Elspeth's question about the war.
Question?
About where you work. Did you serve over there?
No, I was here. I didn't qualify for service over there.
Oh. What were you doing?
Look, I'd better get through. They're waiting for me.
You got it working?
I think so. Go plug those 3 cables into the box through there.
Okay. Anywhere?
Top 3 sockets.
I want to start with the players' performance and the Hamlet and Gertrude scene. Could we try it with the lights?
No problem.
Okay, try that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present our antique play, Lit with Antique Lights.
So, is that Hamlet really going to be lit up with the same lights they used in Hamlet 100 years ago?
I think so.
Oh, I've got something to show you about that. My mum has been researching the archives of the local papers for her latest history project. She found this.
The Chisholm Street Players present their performance of Shakespeare's Hamlet at the Babel Theatre for 3 nights only, October 17th to 19th, 1919. This is it. This was the last performance here.
Who were the Chisholm Street players?
This used to be Chisholm Street before they built the roundabout and changed the road layout. Now it's just part of Dominion Drive.
Did she find anything else about it? What about a review or a photo?
I don't think they had photos in the papers back then.
These dates don't look right. I thought the place was closed in September 1919. Maybe I got that wrong.
Google it.
I'll do it later. Here come the others. Let's get started on this rehearsal. Megan, can you clear some of these cables out of the way?
Sure. Adam, Vicky, give me a hand.
I'm not here. It just flips a coin and it's always heaps. I know. I need to get the settings.
Hi everyone. We're going to start with the players' performance. Players, if you go through to the stage area and run through the lines together for 10 minutes. I want to work with Hamlet and Gertrude.
That's me.
Come on, all players come with me.
When we rehearsed this the other day, it didn't really work. Can we try just running the lines and then added some actions?
Okay, from the start?
There's 3 parts to this scene. In the first part, Hamlet is angry and accusing with his mother. then hears a noise and stabs Polonius behind the curtain. Let's do just that bit first.
Okay. Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Have you forgotten me?
No, by the rood not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and were it not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, come, sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I set you up a glass where you may see the innermost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help, help, ho!
I'll read Polonius here. What ho? Help, help, help!
How now? A rat, dead for a ducat, dead.
Oh, I am slain.
Oh me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this.
A bloody deed, almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, 'twas my word.
Okay, now let's get some more emotion into it and speed it up.
How do we react to him?
Well, what do the words suggest?
She seems to be telling him off like a naughty child, but then she's a bit scared of him.
She's scared of his unpredictable behaviour. I think that lies underneath all her reactions to him. Try acting it that way.
Okay.
Let's do the next bit and add some actions that you think fit with your character. This is the second part of the scene where Hamlet thinks he sees and hears his dead father speaking to him, but Gertrude sees and hears nothing.
Where should I look to see his dead father?
Across there.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, 'twas my word. Leave wringing of your hands. Peace, sit you down, and let me wring your heart.
Oh, Hamlet, speak no more. These words like daggers enter in mine ears. No more, sweet Hamlet.
A murderer and a villain.
No more.
A king of shreds and patches. Save me and hover over me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Do you not come your tardy son to chide? How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is it with you that you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the empty air do hold discourse? Whereon do you look?
On him, on him! Look you how pale he glares. Do you see nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
Nor do you nothing hear?
No, nothing but ourselves.
Why, look you there. Look how it steals away. My father in his habit as he lived, even now out of the portal.
This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless
Good
creation.
work. Let's stop there. That's much better than the other day.
Still want him to be moving around more, like he's had 3 energy drinks.
I agree. He still can't decide what to do, but the indecision is making him jumpy and unpredictable instead of brooding. You should do that, but freeze when he sees his dead father.
Can we try it on the stage?
Let's run the player's scene first, then perform your whole scene for the others.
And I'll need to probably step.
Of course.
Come through to the stage area.
I'll switch the lights through first. See you in there.
Now might I do it. Now he is praying, and so he goes to heaven. That would be scanned. A villain kills my father, and for that, I, his sole son, do the same villain send to heaven? Am I then revenged? To take him where he is fit and seasoned for his passage? No. Up sword and know thou more a horrid hint when he is drunk asleep, or at some act, gaming or swearing, or about some act that has no relish of salvation in it. Then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes.
I don't understand why
discussion at all.
How many nurses died in the raid?
5 in all. My sister was at the funeral, and she said it was one of the worst experiences of the whole war. She'll never forget it.
It's just wrong that a nurse's name can't be on the memorial when she died in the same war as my brother.
Alex, you're here early.
I was rehearsing the Now Here's Praying speech. I still can't get it right.
Just takes practice.
What were you talking about?
The committee was meeting last night to decide whether to allow women's names on the war memorial.
A nurse from our town was killed during a bombing raid on a field hospital near Arras in 1917.
And the committee thinks she doesn't qualify as one of the war dead because she wasn't fighting.
And because she was a woman.
It's just wrong. She was serving her country just as much as my brother was.
Isn't Beatrice's mum part of the committee?
She's the only woman on the committee, but I think she's mostly expected to organise the flowers.
If you feel so strongly about it, Elsbeth, maybe you should go into politics.
Maybe I will one day. Do you know that in England, women aren't even allowed to vote?
Maybe now the fighting stops, we can concentrate on making the world better for everyone.
But don't you think that's what they're fighting for, Alex? To make the world better?
Fighting and killing doesn't make the world better.
Then what were the last 4 years about?
I knew it!
What?
You didn't fight, did you, Alex? You were a conchi.
Louise.
You were, weren't you, Alex?
A conchi? I don't think so.
I worked on the roads.
Were you or weren't you?
I was an objector, yes.
I knew it.
It's all in the past, Louise. The war's over.
You were a conscientious objector?
Yes, I was. I refused to take a life. It's wrong. That's why I refused to fight when I got called up in 1918.
And what if everyone had done that, Alex? What if everyone was too cowardly to fight?
Then there would have been no war.
That's enough. We're not going to have this argument now or any time while we're doing this play.
He shouldn't be doing this play. He should be in prison.
I was in prison.
Enough!
I can leave if...
No. Stay. The war's over.
Doesn't feel like it. I'll go see if she's alright.
What's going on?
Nothing. It's fine. Welcome, everyone. Are you ready to rehearse this play?
Are we doing the players scene?
Yes. The second play is scene where they recreate the murder of Hamlet's father. Claudius feels so guilty that he stops the play halfway through and shouts for light.
Is this the play in the play scene?
Yes. Can you arrange for light on stage for this?
I've already got that set up. I'll go switch it on.
I think I know all the lines for this scene.
So do I.
Good. Go through to the stage and take up places. Alex, can you supervise?
Did you know about him being a conchi?
Yes, I knew. But
You should have told us.
the war's over, Louise.
You keep saying that, but for some of us it isn't over. You don't know what it's like.
I lost people too.
We all lost someone we love, Louise. We're the lucky ones. We get to go on and live our lives. Don't we owe it to the ones who died to live our lives as fully as we can? Otherwise, what did they die for?
Not for people like him. I need some time alone. I'm going for a walk.
You should have told us all the same.
Maybe I should, but
I know, it was over.
come on, let's rehearse this play.
Les plaisirs du militaire, il est là-bas, à deux pas de la forêt. Une maison, où mire toute une verdilière, autour nous, c'est le nom du cabaret. La servante est jeune et gentille, légère comme un pavillon, comme un son basson et petit. Nous l'appelons la Madelon. Nous arrivons la nuit, nous y pensons le soir. Ce n'est que Madelon, mais pour nous c'est l'amour. Quand Madelon vient nous servir à boire, sous la tonnelle, on prend le gingembre. Déjà théâtre et raconte une histoire de sa façon. La Babylone, tout n'est pas sévère. Quand on lui prend la taille ou les mentons, elle rit, c'est tout mal qu'elle sait faire. Madelon, Madelon, Madelon.
Madelon, viens nous servir à boire. Sous la tonnelle, encore de son gigot. Et chacun lui raconte une histoire à sa façon.
Those are on stage as well. Stage left. Right, that's stage right. Oh yes, I forgot you had to look the opposite way round.
Did you say stage left?
Right, stage right.
Okay, and these?
That's stage left.
That's fine. I think I've got my head around this now. So this should be backstage right.
Yes.
And upstage center?
No, that's downstage center.
Okay, whoever set this up 100 years ago was upside down and back to front. Is this upstage now?
That's it.
Good. Let's leave it like that. I'm coming back down now.
But isn't it all just part of one play?
It is, but Shakespeare likes to put a play inside another play. So in the play scene, they're actors who are playing actors who are putting on a play.
Did you always do that?
Quite a few of his plays have a play within a play.
That's cool. You could even have two different plays going on at the same time, and they each have a play going on inside them.
What if the two different plays both have the same play within a play happening inside them? I'm not quite sure that would work. It sounds like a playwright showing off.
Yeah, and the play inside the plays couldn't have a play inside that.
Sounds like you guys should be writing your own scripts.
Hi, Megan.
Hi, is Claire with you?
She's on her way with Adam. She wants us to do the graveyard scene. Then we're looking at the play scene.
Oh, that's poor Yark.
That's the one.
Remember the last time we talked about Hamlet was on here?
With the Chisholm Street players.
Yeah, my mum found some more stuff about that. And Claire was right. The dates don't add up. Have a look at this.
Are those all newspapers?
These are photocopies from the archives. This is a local newspaper article from 1920 talking about the Babel Theatre getting its windows boarded up. And it says here, the theatre which closed in September last year, so that would be September 1990.
And the advert for Hamlet's performance said it was October 1990.
Yes, I have it here. October 17th to 19th, 1990.
Maybe they didn't perform it after all. Or the newspaper got it wrong.
But I also looked it up on Wikipedia, and that said the theatre closed in September 1990 as well. In fact, I have it printed out. The theatre which closed its doors abruptly in September 1990.
What's abruptly?
Suddenly.
It's a mystery! The mystery of the Babel Theatre! Hi everyone. We were just finding out about the mystery of the Babel Theatre. It closed down before they could put the play on 100 years ago.
I know. I saw Megan's mum last night, and she was telling me about it.
Does she know why it closed down?
No, but she said there were no reviews of the play in the newspapers, so it looks like the play didn't happen.
Does that mean we're not doing Hamlet after all?
No, we're still doing Hamlet. We're more than halfway through, and we've put in all these rehearsals already. I'm going to tell the trustees what we've discovered, but we're not changing now.
Can we find out why they didn't put the play on?
My mum's working on it.
And meanwhile, we need to work on this play. Adam, we'll do the to be or not to be speech later. And I want to set up for the gravedigger scene.
I thought we were doing the play within a play within a play scene.
Which one's that?
He means the play scene when they act out the murder of Hamlet's father. The play within the play within the play within the play.
I don't think it goes that deep.
Unless, what if we're all actors acting this?
Have you been drinking coffee again?
He's always like that.
Adam, you had an idea for the gravedigger scene.
Yeah, we sort of tried
tried it the other day. We use all these old clothes to make the dish. And the gravedigger sits in the middle and throws all the clothes out. Then Hamlet and Horatio come and do their scene.
I like it.
Whose grave is this, sirrah?
Why, it's mine, sir.
And the skull can be hidden somewhere in some of the clothes around the edge.
These clothes are so old, there could be a real skull hidden in them.
Cool.
Are we even a real skull?
No, come on. Let's get the set up through there and try blocking the scene.
To die, to sleep no more. And by sleep, to say that we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is here to. 'Tis a consummation, devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, to sleep. Perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in this sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil? Just give us pause. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them.
I say to you again, gentlemen of the tribunal, that I've always been opposed to taking up arms for reasons of faith, conscience, and pacifism. I'm willing to do humanitarian work, but not to aid the war.
But that the dread of something after death, that land from whose country no travellers return, makes us puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills that we have, than fight others we know not of.
No, sir, I'm not afraid of dying, and that is not the reason I'm a conscientious objector. I am afraid of killing. I believe that killing is wrong, in wartime as well as peacetime.
Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and great enterprises of pith and moment. Their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action.
I don't believe it's the act of a coward to stand up for what he believes in instead of simply going along with what is expected. I'm here today, gentlemen, precisely because I'm not a coward, but a conscientious objector who is not afraid to stand up for his principles.
Alice, are you in here?
Yes, Kate. I was just going through the speech again.
How's it coming along?
I've got most of it.
I'm glad you stayed with the production.
Yes, I stood up for my beliefs during the war, and I'm not going to stop now. I know Louise is angry, and people don't understand.
I'll speak with Louise again.
Is this your idea for the graveyard scene?
Well, it was Elspeth's idea. We used the fabric as the piled earth. Can I give it a try? Go on. Start in the middle. Oh look, it's my graveyard idea.
Let's do the lines, Wermut. Whose grave is this, sirrah?
Mine, sir.
I think it be thine, indeed, for thou liest in it. What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
For what woman then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
One there was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Now, sir, it was the very day that young Hamlet was born. He that is mad and sent into England.
Aye, married. Why was he sent into England?
Why, because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there, or if he do not, it's no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in him there, since there all men are as mad as he. Here's a skull now, sir. This skull has lain in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Even that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of most infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, I don't think I remember any more.
That was good. Do you like your post idea?
I think it's great. Let's run through it again now that you're here to play Horatio.
Can we read through the lines together first?
Of course. We'll put this back while you read them through.
Whose grave is this, sir? Mine, sir. I think it be thine. Indeed, will thou write?
I was reading some of James's letters last night.
What did he write about?
Nothing special. What he was eating, how hot it was there, all the flies. He wrote to us twice a week from the time he went out there to the day he died, and my mum kept them all in a little wooden box.
Doesn't it make you sad to read them?
No, I thought it would, but it doesn't. Sometimes when I'm reading them, I imagine that he's still out there somewhere on the Gallipoli Peninsula, sitting in his trench dugout writing me the next letter.
Does your mum read them?
No, she hid them away in the attic. She doesn't know I found them. She doesn't know I took some of them out. Look, here's the one I was reading.
Wouldn't your mum be angry to know that you've got these?
I don't know. She never talks about him. His photograph's on the wall in the front room, but she hid his letters away. For me, his letters are where he's still alive, where he still talks to me.
Do you wish he hadn't gone?
What? No, of course not. He was doing his duty. He wasn't a coward like some people.
My sister told me that she talked with a lot of the wounded soldiers who didn't know what they were fighting for. They went because they were afraid of not going. They went because they were afraid of being cowards.
James wasn't a coward. He wanted to go.
I'm not saying that, Louise. We've read through all the lines.
Do you know what this is? This is the telegram telling us that he'd been killed. Killed by a piece of shrapnel while he was fighting for his country on the other side of the world.
We're all sorry your brother died, Louise, but he made a choice.
Choice? He didn't choose to die.
No, but he chose to fight in someone else's war.
Yes, he chose to fight.
And I chose not to fight.
You chose to let other people do the fighting for you.
No, I didn't.
Yes. James was good. He was a good man and kind and generous and funny.
Louise.
And what would he be saying now, Louise?
What?
What would he be saying now about your precious war, that it was worth dying for?
He would say...
And what if he'd made a different choice? What then? If he was still here with you today because he chose not to fight, would you be calling him a coward?
No, I don't know. He wasn't.
Louise, let's go for a walk outside.
No, you stay. I'm going. I'm sorry your brother died, Louise, but I'm not sorry I refused to fight.
I'm going to go talk with him. I think you younger ones should come with me and go on home.
What did he mean?
Alex,
What did he mean about James?
I suppose he was asking whether James would say he made the right choice to go.
But there wasn't a choice. It was the right thing to do, wasn't it?
I would have said so once, but seeing what it's done to my dad, I don't know anymore.
I'm just going to stay here for a while. You go on home.
You'll be alright?
Yes. I need some time to think.
Alright, I'll come back in an hour or so, and my house isn't far.
Fine. Regret to inform you that 1373815 Boyd, Corporal James Keith, died of wounds on 27th August 1915 at Gallipoli Cove. I don't even know if you're in a grave. What would you say now? What would you say to me? Dear Lou, just a few lines to let you know I'm in the pink of condition. I was up the line for 3 days, and the shelling was pretty hot. We're getting decent rations, but I miss home-baked bread and proper butter. Write and tell me all your news from home. Your loving brother, James. I miss you, my loving brother, James. Why were you the one that had to die? Do you wish you hadn't gone? What would you say now?
Time is the substance from which I am made. A river that carries you, and I am the river. A tiger that consumes you, and I am the tiger. A fire that consumes you, I am the fire. You share out like thieves the treasure of days and nights. But, since it is within my power to overthrow the law, I take it upon me, in the name of time, to turn my glass and send a message down the silent ages. A name, forgotten to memory. One among millions, still loved of someone also lost now in time's river. There. He is dead and buried. His memory is hidden in the ground. A still, small voice in this theatre's empty graveyard, waiting in the quiet dark for a hand to lift it from the earth and listen to its tale.
Was it?
Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Even that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Fellow of infinite jest, a most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. Now, how poor to my imagination it is. My gorge rises at the thought of it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how often. Where be your jibes now, your gambols, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table a-roar? Claire, is this supposed to be a funny scene? I'm not sure how I'm supposed to act this.
This part is meant to be funny, yes, but then later it suddenly turns into a fight between Hamlet and Laertes. Shakespeare liked to mix in some comedy to make the serious or tragic parts more shocking.
Can we start again?
This is the 4th time already, Adam. Just from where you were, please.
Okay, from where you hand me the skull.
Here's the skull now, sir. This skull has lain in the earth 23.
Where is it?
Hold on, I can't find it.
Over there.
It's got buried.
There's old rubbish in here as well as old skulls.
Okay, again. Here's the skull now, sir. This skull.
Hey, look at this.
What is it?
Regret to inform you that 1373815 Boyd, Corporal James Keith, died of wounds on 27th August 1915 at Killically Cove.
That sounds serious.
It sounds like a telegram from the First World War.
What's a telegram?
It was like a text message that got delivered by a boy on a bicycle.
They should
Seriously?
Yes, seriously.
they should totally bring those back.
This is about someone who died. Boyd James King.
Let's have a look. There's something else here. Looks like a page of a letter. Dear Lou, just a few lines to let you know that I'm in the pink of condition. And it's signed, your loving brother James.
What's the pink of condition?
Do you want my mum to have a look at it?
I think you should show it to her. I know it's a long time ago, but it's still someone's relative. The family might still live around here.
But how did it get in here? Mixed up with all these clothes. If no one's been here for 100 years, maybe someone from the last play dropped it. Let's see if there's any more.
And if the voice is coming from above the audience, it'll echo all around.
But can you get up there?
There's a ladder at the back, up to the lighting gantries.
Doesn't look very secure up there.
It's fine. I go up there first and say the lines.
Take Louise with you. It might be her voice we use.
A woman's voice for Hamlet's father?
I want it to sound strange and unearthly.
All right, I'll speak to her.
Have you made peace between you?
We've agreed to work together for the play. A piece is maybe too big a hope. How about I go up there first to see if it works?
Fine. Shout to me when you're ready.
I could a tale unfold. Can you hear me down there?
Yes, Alex, we can hear you.
Where is he? Is this his idea for the scene on the battlements?
Yes. Instead of a ghost appearing, I would just the voice of his father, as if he is perhaps just imagining he hears him. Alex suggested speaking from the gantries up on the roof. Go ahead, Alex.
I could a tale unfold, whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars, start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand on end, like quills upon the fretful porpentine. How does it sound down there?
I can't even see him. He must be a long way up.
Up there. Look, I think I see his shadow.
That's good, Alex. I like the sound. You can come down now. You're making me anxious being up there.
Some of the rails are loose in places, and it's hard to see, but if you take care...
Is that where you're wanting me to go?
Yes, if you can get up there.
I'm coming down now.
All right, Alex.
Mary, stop and look. Can you see off the roof?
No, you girls stay down here.
Wait, I think I'm going the wrong way. Hold on. Ah!
Alex, what's happened? Stay here. Alex!
Who's watching?
before the first performance. For now, you can get changed, pack your costumes away neatly, and we can all head home.
Did you get those notes from my mum, Claire?
I did. She's found out so much from just one name.
She said once you have a name and a date, you can find a whole family history.
But she also found the names of the Chisholm Street players.
Really? Who are they?
Well, she didn't find much more than the names for most of them. But the clue was a young woman called Louise Boyd.
Was it her brother in the telegram?
That's right, James, the brother that was killed at Gallipoli. And the woman directing the play was Catherine Graham, who had been a junior nurse during the First World War.
And who played Hamlet?
Well, his story's interesting. He was Alexander Burrell, he was 21, and he seems to be the reason the theatre was shut down.
Why? What did he do?
The trustees won't change their minds. The theatre is definitely closed.
Can we perform somewhere else, Kate? Not now, of course, but after Christmas?
I don't know, after what's happened. I'd like us to. Perhaps even a different play next year.
I'd like to be in it.
And me, I'll come.
And me.
Come on, let's pack up our belongings. The trustees are coming tonight to lock this building up.
Have you been to see him, Kate?
Alex?
Yes. Did they let you see him?
I went 2 days ago.
And?
The injuries are very serious, but he'll recover in time. He may have lost sight in one eye, and a lot of his bones are broken, but he'll survive.
I'm glad to hear it.
Are you?
Of course I am. I'll never agree with him or understand why he wouldn't fight, but I didn't want him to die. Haven't we seen enough death for a lifetime?
We have.
Think we've got everything, Kate?
Thanks, Elsbeth. Let's go, everyone. I'm sad for the way this has ended, but I'm hopeful we can find another way to put on our play. So he didn't die.
No, Joanna, he didn't die. It wasn't as dramatic as that, but he was very seriously injured.
Did he recover?
Yes, and apparently Alexander Burrell went on to train as an architect. He specialised in designing theatre buildings, and he won 3 awards for his theatre designs.
Where did you find all that out?
Where else? Wikipedia. And one more thing I learned about him.
What?
He was a conscientious objector during the war.
What?
It's someone who refuses to fight in war.
Sounds like a good idea.
Then why was this place shut for so long?
No one seems to know. Once it was closed, there always seemed to be something better to spend the money on than opening up an old theatre. So it just stood here and got repaired every now and then when the rain got in.
Until we came along.
No one could resist an exciting young theatre group.
Let's get packed up now. We've got a performance tomorrow and you all need your sleep. 6:30 sharp here at the backstage entrance. Nobody is to be late, no phones and no watches. Learn your lines, get some sleep. Well, girl, after 100 years of sleep, it looks like you're back in business.
Get thee to a nunnery.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens, my honoured lord, and most dear lord.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio.
And after this fine performance of Shakespeare's Hamlet by the new Chisholm Street players, the Board of Trustees is pleased to announce that the Babel Theatre is to be fully refurbished, renamed the Phoenix Theatre, and opened permanently in February 2020.
Like as the waves make towards the pebbled shore, so do our minutes hasten to their end, and time that gave them now her gift withdraws. Our revels now are ended. These, our actors, are melted into air, into thin air, and like the baseless fabric of this vision, the smoke-strewn battlefields, the Danish palaces, the Parisian theatres, and the countless brief moments of joy and sorrow, dispute and resolution, struggle and endeavour that constitute our little lives, will melt into nothing, leaving only whispers behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little lives are rounded with a sleep. Think this now. You have but slumbered while these visions did appear. We are all time subjects, and now time bids us wake and go.
Instructed to inform you that all the snacks outside are half price as you go out.
Pour les repos, les plaisirs du militaire, il est là-bas, à deux pas de la forêt.